This is a page in the book called Brandon Before Detox. The month was April 2008. At this time, Brandon was 5 years and 4 months. We gathered this from his IEPs, evaluations, and family notes. Brandon could not communicate. He was nonverbal. He could not process understanding, could not interact, play, isolated himself, could not gesture. He flapped his arms as though he were in flight. He had temper tantrums. He cried constantly. He was resistant to change, cried long and uncontrollably. He banged his head on soft objects. He'd stim all the time, spun himself and objects, obsessed with objects that would spin. He had poor eating habits, no social skills, no emotions or personality. He did not laugh or show expression, no coordination, no eye contact. He would give you a blank stare. He was not potty trained. He was constipated all the time. He would not sit still for no more than a few seconds. He had a high tolerance, high threshold for pain. He wouldn't cry. Patted himself in the head or chest. He would parrot talk, seldom spoke, only repeated what he heard. He was sensitive to sound or loud noises. He was stimulated by texture and temperature. He sucked on his articles of clothing, like his socks and shirt. He drooled constantly. He would not swallow his saliva. He would not follow directions. He played unusually with objects. He had to arrange things in a certain way. He was not aware of his surroundings, and he walked on his tiptoe. So in April 2008, his detox symptoms manifested. Between 5 years and 4 months and 5 years and 9 months, Brandon was in strict ABA training, going through things with me. So I'm going to show you the chart, which is on the next page, of things that Brandon could do. And this was called Brandon After Detox, is what I called it. And it was things that he was taught from 5 years and 4 months to 5 years and 9 months. Brandon, he knows his name. He knows how to spell his whole name. He says his date of birth, knows his age, knows his parents' name, knows his brother's name, recognizes and says grandmommy, recognizes and says nana, and he has 2 nanas, knows and says the name of his immediate cousins, knows the name of his maternal grandparents, knows and says the name of his great-grandparents, knows his paternal grandfather, who's Pops. He knows how to say his night prayers. Now lay me down to sleep. He recites Philippians 4:13, knows and says grace, blesses his food. He sings Donnie McClurkin's song, We Fall Down, But We Get Up. He sings his nursery rhymes, Old MacDonald, Twinkle, Twinkle, Itsy Bitsy Spider. He recites the Pledge of Allegiance. He can dress himself, his shirt, underwear, pants, socks, and Velcro shoes. He doesn't know how to tie yet. He can clean up after himself, his toys, books, DVDs. He plays the V-Smile, educational games, video games. He spells over at that time he was spelling over 200 words, but I know it's like 300 to 400 by now. But at this time, at 5 years and 9 months, it was over 200 words. He's potty trained number 1 and 2, flushes the toilet, washes and dries his hands. There's no bedwetting. He bowls. He loves to bowl. 75% calmer. He knows the days of the week. He drinks lots of water. He follows direction and allows us to direct and redirect him. He reads books. He loves Dr. Seuss books. He recognizes numbers 1 to 100 and can spell most of them. He recognizes colors. He's obedient in public 75% more. He allows us to brush his teeth. In August 4th, for the first time, 2008, he attempted to brush his own teeth. He brushes his own hair as of August 3rd, 2008. His thought process is 75% better. He masters computer games like School Time, Leapfrog, VTech Nitro, Notebook, Fisher-Price, Learning Laptop. He catches and throws balls. He plays at Chuck E. Cheese, and before he would cry and refuse to enter. He shoots basketball. He goes to movies, restaurant, church, Sunday school, and other activities, and he's no longer disruptive. He responds to flashcards. He throws kisses. He gives great hugs, and he initiates them. He smiles and laughs aloud all the time. He plays with objects with wheels correctly. He loves Super Y, Word World, Barney, Curious George, Clifford, Dragon Tales, Wonder Pets, and Wow Wow Wubsy. He loves Chris Brown and Sierra videos. He has a voracious appetite. He always says, "I love pizza. It's so hard to wait." And he asks for things like, "Juice, please." Continuing on the next page, Brandon eats and drinks healthy. He drinks lots of water. He has not been sick since March to the present day. Thank you, Jesus. He fusses about change but allows it to happen. He interacts with his brother. He plays and interacts at play places like Burger King. He shows emotion. He's never constipated now. He goes 2 and 3 times a day. He knows his body parts, and I'll list them: hair, eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, head, lips, cheek, neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, stomach, back, hands, fingers, thumbs, pointer finger, knees, legs, feet, and toes. And his body parts he learned during the tickle game that we invented. He wears hats, glasses, and headphones before he didn't tolerate having anything on his head, ears, or face. Points and asks for objects. Says whole sentences and puts words together in phrases. He can walk his dog with a leash. He can be kept by others outside of the immediate family. Shows discipline and independence when he gets his own bananas, peels them and discards the bananas, peel it in the trash, peel it and puts it into the trash receptacle. He retrieves his juice and or water out the refrigerator. He loves DVD movies and responses to the movie, and at the above, when we say retrieves his juice or water out the refrigerator, it's prepared already. He loves to take showers and baths. He loves to swim in wading pools, and that's no chlorine, so it's pools and with fresh water. And he sleeps well. I want to note that on the list of Brandon after detox, I videoed all of the above items that he's done after detox up until 5 years and 9 months. So I have video documentation of this.